Kids, how are you? So today for art, we're actually going to be making a collage of a sunflower, and it's going to be inspired by Vincent van Gogh. He was a very famous artist who lived a long time ago, and one of the things he would paint were sunflowers. Now, instead of painting sunflowers, I thought it would be fun to use a different medium. So medium is the thing you're using. Now, we use a lot of watercolor paint in this class as well as chalk pastels, but I wanted to do a collage. Now, I think we've done like 2 of them, but I want to do one that's a full collage. So what is a collage? Well, a collage is basically the act or the art of putting papers together that you ripped, you cut to form a different art piece. So it's using different materials, most of the time is paper, to create a masterpiece. So in this case, we have a little bag that I sent home with many different colors of, not many actually, it's just 4, with colors that we're going to be using to make our sunflower. Now, I will show you what to do with this. Don't open it yet. You also have a really thick piece of white paper. You will also be needing a paintbrush. Now, I have a thick paintbrush. If you have one at home, you can use that. If not, you can use the one that comes with your art set. It might be a little small. If you can find a big one, maybe even one of that you use to paint in your house, if your parents can let you borrow that and you have one, it's a good idea. You will also need glue. Where's my glue? I'm actually going to use a lot of glue because, like I said, a collage is the art of using paper that's ripped or cut to make another piece of artwork. That means we're actually going to use quite a bit of glue. So again, I went to the supermarket and got myself a brand new bottle of glue because I'm going to need quite a bit. Okay. You will also need a plate or something to where you can put the glue to then paint it on. We're going to use glue today kind of like paint. We're going to paint glue on to then stick things on. Hope that makes sense. So go ahead, get yourself glue. Hopefully you have a lot of it. If you don't have glue and you don't want to go out to buy, you can also make your own glue by using flour and water. There are a few YouTube videos out there that explain how to make white glue. Again, you just mix a little bit of water with glue and you can use make your own glue. That's old school glue with flour and water. We call it Poorman's glue. When I was in school, that's what we would do. So you have your papers, you have your white paper, you need your brush and your glue. Make sure you're watching the 2 videos that I will be posting. One of them explains who Vincent van Gogh is. So you're going to be watching a video of Art with Maddie and Dada, who it's a whole series of art cartoons. And then you will be also reading the book Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh so that you can understand where we're getting the inspiration from. So do listen to the 2 videos to get a better idea who Vincent van Gogh was and why we're doing sunflowers. Okay, so let's get started because this is going to take a long time. It's going to be a little lengthy. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so this is what you need to do. Take out all of the papers from your bag. And what I want you to do is separate them by color. Now you should have some yellows, some orange, okay, maybe a little bit of brown. Okay, so put your orange and your yellow together. Your brown needs to be separated. And then you should have some greens and lots of blues. So separate them into these 4 groups. Okay, now the next step is going to be to actually tear the paper. It's going to be a little messy. Make sure it doesn't fall on the floor, but you're going to cut the paper. Again, you can cut it as big or as small as you want, like this. Just go ahead and tear your paper. Okay, they do not need to be perfect pieces. Again, you're just cutting the paper. Okay, just cut your paper. Just smaller pieces. They do not need to be perfect. Just make sure you keep the papers of the same color together. So I'm keeping the green with the green, brown with the brown. The yellow and the orange can go together, and I'll show you what to do. The yellow and the orange you're not going to cut like this. So cut the blue, the brown, and the green into little pieces. The yellow and the orange, wait for those. I'll show you what to do. So I'm going to speed forward. I'm going to tear up all of my green, blue, and brown. And then I'll show you what to do with the yellow. Alrighty, so I went ahead and I already tore up all of my blue papers. Okay, and I kept them in piles of the same color. So again, all of the blues, all of the greens, and all of the browns, I cut into, you know, little squares, kind of little pieces. Now for the yellow, here's what we're going to do. Because we're going to be making the sunflower, these are going to be the petals. So instead of cutting them into small pieces, we're going to tear them into long strips. So go ahead and cut them into strips, however they come out. So you kind of just grab it with one hand, and this one is going to pull back. So you grab it and you pull back like that. Try and do this yourself. See if you can do it. You can move your hand, the one that's holding the paper, lower, but the one that tears is the one that moves. That. Okay, and it's okay. Sometimes you rip it and it comes out really small. That's fine too. Like that. Okay. So let's do these pieces. Some of them are pre-cut because these are my leftover. You can make them smaller, I mean longer or short. Doesn't really matter. There you go. That, and do the same with the orange. Cut them into strips. I'm just going to hold a few of them at a time. Okay, make sure you're not throwing any of these on the floor. You should be trying to keep them on your table all together. Okay. That. Okay, then I'll do the last pieces and show you what everything looks like. Alrighty, so again, you should have cut all of your pieces of yellow, green, brown, and blue. The yellow and the orange are in long strips. And now go ahead and take your glue, your brush, and because this might get a little messy, you know, pull up your sleeves so that you don't get anything dirty. I'm going to get my messy mat. That way you can get really close to the edges and not get the glue on my table. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue, and I don't have a plate. I'm going to use the cup that I always use for my water. And I'm just going to put quite a bit of glue in there. Okay, the lid on this one. Okay, so we're going to do the background first. Now the background is going to be with blue. That's why you have so much blue. So now take your brush, okay, you're going to dip it in your glue, clean it a little bit, you don't want it to be dripping, and you're going to paint, okay, the glue on your paper. And we're only going to use blue. So go ahead and cover your whole paper with the blue pieces. Okay, it's okay if they overlap. Okay, there's different colors. If you need to put more, you can even put glue on top of the other pieces. That's okay. Okay. So then go ahead and glue all your blues. There should be no white. So we're going to put blue everywhere. Okay. Again, put more glue. I would do small pieces at a time, that way you don't get everything dirty. Okay, this is why having a big brush is helpful. You can get more glue everywhere quickly. And you might get your hands dirty, that's fine. Okay, stick it like that. But just make sure you're covering everything. Okay, so I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to fast forward so you can see what it looks like when I have all of my background covered with blue. Okay, so I went ahead, glued on all my blue. Now I'm going to actually throw this blue away, the leftovers. We're not going to be using the blue anymore. So now you get to decide which way do you want your paper to go and where do you want your flower to be on your paper. Now I think I want mine to be towards the top of my paper, and I might just do half a sunflower. with a bigger stem. So you get to pick. Do you want it to be here and the center of the sunflower to be, you know, full, a circle, or do you want it to be half a circle towards the top? It's up to you. So we're going to start with the center, and that's going to be a circle. You can make it a big circle or a small circle, and it's okay to put glue on top of the background. Okay, so I'm just going to add glue in the shape of a circle. Okay, like this. Kind of big, like that. And then I'm just going to take my brown and start sticking it in that circle. Okay, like that. There's different shades of brown, so it gives it a bit more texture. Okay. Dark brown, light brown, and it's okay if you have papers on top of papers. You can even add more glue, like that. Okay. Like that. I'm just going to keep adding until I get a bit of a circle that looks like a circle. Okay. And again, you might get your hands dirty, and that's fine, right? You can wash your hands after you're done. So just going to keep adding them until I have my circle. Again, you can add glue on top, and that's fine. That. Oops. Okay. Want to make it a little lighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more right there. So there's the center of my sunflower. Now I'm going to add the stem, so the blue parts and the leaves. So from the circle of our sunflower, we're going to make a stem. So you're going to take your glue and just paint on a line going down. Now your line can, you know, be wiggly or be straight, however you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue on my green. Okay. That. Put a little bit more glue over it. Okay. Again, if you're getting close to the edge, make sure you're moving your messy mat to that edge so that you don't get your table dirty. You're getting the messy mat dirty. You don't really care about the messy mat. That can get dirty without a problem. So just make sure you keep adding your your green. Okay. Like that, and I have my stem. Now I'm going to draw the flower. So again, we paint on with your brush and your glue. Okay. And now I'm just going to add my leaf on there. Okay. Keep going. Almost done with my leaf. Okay, just gonna add a little bit of glue on top so that it all sticks down. Okay, like that. Maybe I'll do a little tip right there for my flower, for my leaf. And there's the leaf for my sunflower. Okay, now we need to add the petals. And you might notice that as you go, your paper starts getting dry in other parts, and that's what happens, right? You add the glue, and as time passes, it dries up. So don't worry about it being sticky. It will dry up. Okay, so let's do the petals. So for the petals, you're actually going to draw a bit of a circle around your circle, the middle part where the seeds would be, if this was a real sunflower. Okay, so you're going to paint on circle around, and then take your papers and we're going to glue them like this. I'm going to cut a few a little bit shorter. Like that, and I might add a little bit of orange. There's different shades of yellow. Okay. You can put like that. I'm going to add a little bit more orange. And these are okay if they stick out. We want it to kind of look like a sculpture in a way. So we want them to kind of stick out. It's okay if they get glued down, it doesn't really matter. But if they stick up, it's okay. Makes it look even better. Like that. Add more orange. Again, if you want to put color on top of color, you can just add more glue. Like that. And just add more layers. Okay. Like so. The only thing I don't want to see is blue sticking out from around, like here you see how you can see the blue. I don't want that. I want it to look like the flowers on top of the background. So I'm going to make sure that I'm covering all of that. Okay. Again, I don't want to see any of the blue through the sunflower. So like here, for example, I'm gonna add a little bit more, maybe there. Okay, a few more pieces, and I think my sunflower is gonna be done. Okay, now if you want the centerpiece to, you know, look bigger, you can add more glue. Now I did have glue paint on the bottom of this, that's why my glue is turning a little blue, but that's fine. And I'm just going to add a little bit more brown so my circle is bigger. Again, you're the artist, so you get to pick and decide what you want your sunflower to look like. Okay. This is your masterpiece. Okay, just like that. And there is my sunflower. You kind of see the leaf on the back. I actually like how they stick out. I'm going to let them stick out. So this is my sunflower, inspired by Van Gogh. So let me flip it and show you what it looks like when it's standing. Alrighty, my friends, so once you are done, you should have your masterpiece all completed. I have a little bit of white here and there, and that's okay, but I did try to cover it all with blue. I hope you can see it. And it's okay if they stick out. That makes it more of a sculpture. So a sculpture is something that you can look at it from different angles. So not just flat, but if you turn it over, you can see the artwork as well in that angle. So we have our collage done. I hope you like it. I know it's a little messy, but it's also a lot of fun to get to rip paper and glue it everywhere, and it's okay. We can always wipe the table down. Glue comes off very easily. You can wash your hands, or if you got it on your clothes, you can also wash it and it comes off. Now, the only thing you have to do is make sure that you are cleaning whatever you used. Make sure you're washing your paintbrush. So I'm going to put mine in a bit of warm water to get all that glue off. And yeah, you are all done. Make sure you throw all the little pieces of paper that you have left over in the trash, and make sure you wash your brush so that it doesn't get super hard. All right, my friends, I hope you liked it, and I will see you later. Bye.